It's the Sunshine Marshmallow Factory Podcast.
Welcome, Magacrats, to another episode of the Sunshine Marshmallow Factory Podcast. I'm your host, Donnie Taco. So, I really like monkeys. The pet store down the street was selling them for $5 a piece. I thought that odd since they were normally a couple thousand each. I decided not to look a gift horse in the mouth. So I bought 200 monkeys. Like I said, I like monkeys. So I took my 200 monkeys home. I have a big car. I let one drive. I named him Bear Rock and dressed him in a little tan suit. He was retarded. I'm still saying that word. I love that word. Anyway, none of these monkeys were really bright. They kept punching themselves in their genitals. I laughed. Then they punched my genitals. I stopped laughing. I herded them into the house. You know which one? Anyway, they didn't adapt very well to their new environment. They would screech, hurl themselves off of the couch at high speeds and slam into the wall. They would fling their feces at each other and at me. 2 hours later, I found out why these monkeys were so damn cheap. They died. They all died. For no apparent reason. They all just sort of dropped dead. Kind of like when you buy a goldfish and it dies 5 hours later. Damn cheap monkeys. I didn't know what to do. There were 200 dead monkeys lying all over the place. On the bed, on the dresser, hanging from the chandelier gifted to me by the Crown Prince of Qatar. It looked like I had 200 throw rugs. I tried to flush one down the toilet. Well, that didn't work. It got stuck. So now I had one dead wet monkey and 199 dead dry monkeys. So I then tried pretending they were just stuffed animals. That worked for a while. That is until they began to decompose. It started to smell real bad. I had to pee, but there was a dead monkey in the toilet and I didn't want to call the plumber. I was embarrassed, if you could believe it. So then I tried to slow down the decomposition by freezing them. Unfortunately, there was only enough room for 2 monkeys at a time, so I had to change them every 30 seconds. I also had to eat all the food in the freezer so it didn't all go bad. Then I tried burning them. Little did I know my bed was also flammable. I had to extinguish the fire. So now I had 1 dead wet monkey in my toilet, 2 dead frozen monkeys in my freezer, and 197 dead charred monkeys in a pile on my bed. And the odor wasn't improving. I became really agitated at my inability to dispose of my monkeys, and I really had to use the bathroom. So I severely beat one of the monkeys. I felt better. I tried throwing them away, but the garbage man said the city wasn't allowed to dispose of charred primates. I told him that I had a wet one. He couldn't take that one either. I didn't bother asking about the frozen ones. Anyway, I finally arrived at a solution. I held a charity benefit for my new foundation for the preservation of dead monkeys and gave them out as gifts. My billionaire buddies didn't quite know what to say. They pretended they liked them. Pretended, because I could tell they were lying. Ingrates. So I punched them in the genitals. Yes, even Elon. Elon's genitals. Hey, that would be a great name for a band. You should write that one down. Anyway, I like monkeys. Oh, speaking of monkeys, I need to fling something, if you know what I mean. Anyway, you've been on with Donnie Taco and this group therapy session I call a podcast. See you next time.
Lil Dinky Donnie has a dinky do. Lil Dinky Donnie drops a stinky poo. Lil Dinky Donnie gonna wreck this place. Lil Dinky Donnie shoot you in the face. Lil Dinky Donnie's got us by the balls. Lil Dinky Donnie's coming for us all. Lil Dinky Donnie likes to dance and twirl. Lil Dinky Donnie will destroy the world. Lil Dinky Donnie is a real disgrace. Lil Dinky Donnie something Nancy Mace. Lil Dinky Donnie dance shaking his fist. Lil Dinky Donnie likes big old